Hey, how's everybody doing tonight? It is time to open some slabs. We got a CGC unboxing, and with me tonight are my friends, Comic Books NYC and Comic Man Andy. So who's going to start with the wiener jokes? Oh, you got to wrestle that wiener there.
He's getting away.
So, I am brandishing my brand new birthday present, my wine glass that my son got me. It says, "May the wine be with you" in Star Wars letters.
Oh, nice.
That's awesome.
Mine is just sporting that fresh glass look.
Yeah.
Glass.
Water glass.
Of just glass and wine combined, you know.
So, Cobby, why are you wearing a face mask indoors, man?
I'm just warming up my face, you know.
Is it cold now?
Yeah, it's a little cold now.
Right on. Oh, so how's everybody doing tonight? Yeah.
Chilling.
Doing well, man. Recouping after some Turtle Tuesday with C. Woodard on his channel and hanging out with you guys here.
Nice.
Right on. Well, before we get to the
I
festivities,
got a flu shot today, so my arm's all like, I don't know, awkward. Like, yeah, awkward. Yeah.
So if I see you petting it over there, it's
yeah, it's like okay,
kind of medicine to work through there, right?
Yeah. So
that makes sense.
But yeah, that's my headline of the day.
Well, so I think it's important because I am a huge music fan, and I know Javi, I know that you work in the industry and are a huge
definitely fan. A sad day for anyone who ever has like wanted to play guitar, ever played guitar, likes rock music, likes music in general.
Yeah, we lost Eddie Van Halen today at the age of 65 to throat cancer, unfortunately. So it's been really kind of a melancholy hit, to say the least.
For sure.
Yeah, but we wish his family the best and in their time of mourning, and hope that that his passing springs back to life their catalog and interest in guitar playing in general and all that comes with that, right? I know for myself as a youngster in the 80s, learning to play guitar, obviously Eddie Van Halen had significant influence amongst myself and all my peers and everybody else, who was listening to music and rock music at the time. So yeah, it's definitely a sad day. Oh, so on that note, let's move to the chat and see who's lurking around. We got Tricky Trapster up in here. Funk Comics 814. Dude, Funk, I'm digging the Bootsy Collins. That's bad. That's awesome.
Hey, and just as I told you earlier, Jimmy, I may go in and out with the auctions that I'm tracking. Just
not a problem. No. So well, let's get through the shout outs a little faster than 84 does, and let's talk about what you're tracking over there. Sam I Am Comics House.
Usual.
D Runk. Good to see that he's picked himself up from yesterday. K Titus saying hello to everybody from Japan. I can't even imagine what time is it over there, buddy? And then Funk. Oh, come on, man. RWO, really? Anyway, so Kavi, what's tracking some art auctions? Talk to us about that. That's
just a Comic Link art auction on the current round. Like they got an auction like every month practically.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't remember which one it is, but it's like they have one every month or so. So I'm always looking at stuff at what they're selling for, and sometimes I'm going after some of them, but just depends on what's in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What are you hunting down this time?
That would be stupid to say right now.
Fair enough. But we hope to find out shortly after you bring home the winnings.
Right, because oftentimes I win nothing. So no, really. I mean, but that's how it goes. You know.
Yeah, that is. Yeah, and I think we've all had that carpet pulled out from under us when we're going for that auction and trying to bring it down to the last second and coming up short. Yeah.
Well, yeah.
It's not only short, but then when you like me, I forget. I'll be sitting here talking, won't have a bid in. And I look over and it ended 4 minutes ago. I'm like, oh no.
Well, that's because you're on air all the time, man.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
Yeah.
How many days a week are you running? You're on Modern Men on Monday nights on the Comic Core. You're on Greatest Comic Show Ever on Wednesday nights on the Comic Core. You've got your own show, Andy Given Thursday on Thursday nights on the Comic Core. You know what? I'm seeing a pattern here. I think you need to bring one to your own channel, feed back into it.
Yeah, I need to. I need to cut back on the nights that I'm on and actually just free up my schedule to hang out with other people and not put all the work into hosting a show and just show up and be like, hey, here I am.
There you go.
And eventually do something on my channel, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's how it works, right? Got to feed back into it.
Agreed, yeah. The little the new comic book day stuff is fun. My Monday mail call is kind of fun. But I think in conjunction with Thursday, I'd like to do like an Andy Given Sunday. Just like I've been watching the Sunday shows, and I'm not going to start at 8 p.m. Sunday show if JP's budget collecting is going to be every Sunday night at 8 p.m. You know what I mean? So
you got to slide in like 30 minutes in between like 3:30 and 4 between the morning game and the afternoon game.
I would. I'm still at work though.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah.
We got some more people showing up here. Big O said he saw something about an NYX3. Yes. Yeah, I picked up an NYX3 at C2E2, and this is my second time around resending it to pressing it and resending it to CGC to get the grade that I'm looking for. And C. Woodard, who was also there, stopping in.
Oh yeah, C2E2.
So this is the third time this book has gone in, right?
This is the third time this particular book has been graded. And I can prove that because I have.
Is that the only book? Is that the only book that came back, or is there?
No. I have a buy. I have 7 books in this particular box, and I'm going to show some other ones that have gotten recently. Actually, I'll start with that. A little pregame. So. I got this from God, what is his name? Got it off of Instagram from Comically Flawed.
Oh,
it's the second appearance of the Penguin, Batman 169 in a 7.0. Got a sweet deal on that. So,
gorgeous purple cover.
Oh yeah, it really is. So when that comes up on Comigories, I'm all set. And then I did another submission previously, and I didn't it was just one of those situations where it didn't work out for me to do like an unveiling, a great unveiling. So I did, however, I sent in 5 books, and 2 of them were 9.6s, but it was 3 of the same book, and I was expecting them to be 9.6s, but the one that came back that was the most impressive was actually this one here. I did get a 9.8 on X Factor number 6, First Apocalypse, and I have 2 9.6s as well. So I'll be moving those along shortly. I'm wondering if I should kind of hang out on that and see what happens with the movie, movie hype or whatever, or see if anything changes, with his position in the comics. See if he catches fire a little bit. It also in that one was this one here. It's so funny, right? So Marvel Comics presents number 6, right? So who knows what's the deal with this book?
Wolverine's daughter, right?
Right? Yeah.
I think, right? Or
yeah.
Wolverine has a daughter. I forget her name because there's nothing on the label about it. I think it's Bella. And there's just nothing on the label, right, at all. It says nothing about it, you know, and there was so much hype about, you know, first appearance of his daughter. She's dressed like a Valkyrie. I don't know what the situation is. But, yeah, so and it kind of seems to have tanked off a little bit.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know. I don't know what the story is. There was another book in that, actually, in that I don't have here, but it was, it was a Omega Men #3, first appearance of Lobo. I'd had it for a while and finally decided to send it in. Came back in 96, so a little but not that big a deal, right? I'm not a big Lobo fan or anything, you know. It just a key I had, but I did dig the hell out of this one. I got this from a store over on the East Coast. I was watching 3 Men in a Basement, and Otto from the Grotto did a crawl around Connecticut, and he showed off this one store, and I saw this book in there. I'm like, I had to have it. It's Strange Adventures number 187. It's the first appearance of the Enchantress. I just dig it, like big old monster with the giant teeth on it. But yeah, it really kind of, you know, fits into my trying to track down DC firsts.
Dude, I agree with what D-Runk's saying actually, which is kind of a weird thing to say, but I think a lot more often than not, CBCS has like more details.
Yeah, that's true, and they actually give notes pretty much all the time. So we're going to get to something about that actually at the end, because I have another submission that I was not very fond of. The grades came back relatively unfavorably, and I'm really interested to find more details on all the things that they said were wrong with these books that are completely invisible to the naked eye or were not there when I sent them in. So we'll get to that in a few. But so let's get to the main course. I got a sealed carton here.
I'm excited. Hold on, let me get my dice. Let me roll the dice.
You can roll the dice. So I do have 3 books in here that I have to skip because they're books I sent in for a buddy.
Yep.
I just got to make sure I see which ones those are. Without seeing grays. This way. Let's turn it around. Okay, so yeah, those 4. We're going to pull those out.
Oh, you peeked at the grades already online, didn't you?
Nope.
Okay.
I'm just I'm like half covering, you know, the grades that are down the center, so you just kind of cover it up so you can see the actual name.
There you go.
Okay. All right. So.
Gotta wait for Kavi.
Yeah, let's throw some shout outs while we're waiting.
No, I'm here the whole time. I just go off camera when I have to concentrate on something on the.
Sam, yeah, it is seriously a great Penguin cover. It's way better than the first appearance of the Penguin with that giant dragon, right? It's a super cool cover. I think it's Carmine Infantino. Actually, I have a raw copy right here. Usually Infantino signs it, but I'm relatively certain it's either a Conway or an Infantino. Yeah, it doesn't really say anything, but yeah, super cool cover. Dig the hell out of it. Man Cave. I'm trying to make sure that we end this by 9 o'clock because I want to see Man Cave over on Tony Sanders' channel afterwards on What's My Grail. And if you don't know, I'm not going to spoil it. He just got a significant grail, but I'm going to let him talk about that.
Significant is
significant
is a word.
Statement, right?
I don't know if I would use that more.
It's like a holy shit grail. Yeah, definitely. D-Runk CBCS does have better graders notes. And it's not always on the label. I mean, sometimes they do put it on the label. I think you can request it on the label. Otherwise, at least you can get the graders notes for free. You don't have to pay $5 or $10 to go get the graders notes. All right, Big O. Yeah, we're hoping for some good stuff. Comic Head 84 is up in here. He's supposed to be right over there. I don't know why he's not there right now. But we'll move on. All right. Actually, he was there when I got the book in question, along with Kavi and D Runk and some others. But all right, let's take a look. See what the first one is. All right. That's not mine. We're gonna throw that one back. That one's not mine. I wish it was mine because that book's mad expensive.
It was. It's dropped significantly though. I think I saw a last sale of like 500 for that book or close to it. Or maybe that was an auction that was about to end. Either way, it's not the 11 or 1200 it was.
All right, yeah, I did mix one up. Okay.
Oh, okay. Nice.
So, first one, Venom number 3. And
is this a CPR or a...
No, this is a straight send. I got this book from Jay Blitz. I bought this one and another one that's in the box from him. It was a Venom 4 third print. Chunk of change, right? Because he's not, he's selling to make profit. Totally understand. And I got him raw, and we had a conversation, and
Did you end up pressing and cleaning them yourself?
We made a deal that had some pressable defects. So, I always forget to do that, man. Had some pressable defects, so we pressed it out, and let's see. Nope.
Drum roll.
A little drum roll. I have to get those. Yeah, there we go. Starting off nice. So 9.8 on the Venom 3. First null. Did they state it? Yeah, first full appearance of null. What do you know? Sweet.
I've got one copy left that I can't let go of. And Kavi won my other copy in the charity auction.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right. Let's see. All right. So here's the Venom 4 third print. So this one's been going for some bucks on the auctions and eBay and such. So let's see. So if for those of you who are wondering, yes, these are all going to be modern books. So these are all relatively big modern keys that we're unboxing, or at least significantly priced books. So Venom number 4, this is the origin of Null. This is the third print variant. And let's see what we get. Okay. Well, at least I should make my money back.
It's almost all black cover, like all the way around.
Yeah. And here's the problem. In these cases, it's like I'm not spotting any kind of flaw that should have been noted or that should have caused this to be a 9.6.
It makes you wonder. I've got 9.6s that are better looking than 9.8s.
No, I've got something here. I'll have to inspect a little bit deeper. I didn't think it was a color break, but worst case scenario, I mean, to me, it's not a big deal. I'm not attached to this book. I'll just send it on its way. Make a little money. Not a big deal. I mean, a lot of these books actually, it was designed to just kind of make a little cash. So we're 1-1. Oh yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I just lost the one of the auctions that I disappeared for.
Oh man, I'm sorry to hear that.
No worries.
So now that you lost, you can tell us what it was?
No, not yet.
Because that's going to tell about the rest of the stuff I'm getting.
Yeah.
Okay, so who knows what this is?
Is that number 15? I can't remember.
It's number 15.
Thanos 15. It's supposed to be the first cover appearance of
that guy.
What did they call him? What were they calling him at the time?
Silver Surfer Black.
Yes.
or the
There's another name.
what was that other name? Anybody in the chat? Yeah, definitely. If you can remember what they called him, the Fallen One. That's what it was.
Thank you.
The Fallen One. Yeah. So it's the first appearance of the Fallen One with his horde behind him. It's just honestly, it's just a super sick cover. I love this cover, and it's the fourth print. It's not the. So here's the thing, and this is just something that people should know. So this is a fourth print, an actual fourth print released from Marvel. So obviously, as a book goes through different printings, the print run is usually a lot smaller and smaller, right? Because if they have to go to a fourth, that means they sold out of the third, either for readers or for speculators or whatever the case is, and they go to a fourth print, same along those lines. It's going to be a smaller print, right? Not as many of the stores are going to request it. It had gotten, a lot of notoriety and a lot of pricing. And then Unknown Comics releases a fourth print Virgin edition. So explain to me how that works. How do they get the opportunity to take the same art that's on a fourth print and release a Virgin edition of it as a variant at some point, and know that if they had to order that book to get to be an exclusive, they had to order 3,000 copies of it. So there's 3,000 copies of that book out there, and there's not 3,000 copies of this. So this is definitely going to be the one with the trade dress is going to be the more scarce or not necessarily rare.
Yeah, there's a similar situation with that Delato X23 #1 book where the trade dress is the money book, and there's a Virgin store variant, store exclusive variant of it.
Didn't they reuse that X23 so that it was a ratio variant to begin with, and then they reprinted it on a completely different book?
That's right. Yeah.
It was on a.
It was X-Men Red, I think.
Yeah, it was X-Men Red. So it was like they're just putting the artwork back out there.
Yeah.
They did the same thing with.
So it was like a cover by variant or whatever, basically. If you wanted the cover but couldn't afford that low ratio.
Right. They did the same thing with the Supergirl and the Legion of Superheroes 23, 1 and 10 Adam Hughes cover. They put that on a Superman Mexican variant. So anyway, so we got this guy right here. And I sent two of these in, and I'm relatively certain they're both 9/8. So that's what we're going for here. All right, we got one. Because I know I love one, and one is probably going to go somewhere else.
It's a gorgeous cover.
It is. I really dig it. And
you're making me wish I would have shipped out my next batch to CGC already.
Why? Did you want to do an unboxing?
I just didn't get any books out, and now it sounds like CGC wait times are getting a lot longer. And
I'm going to do a big CBCS order, I think.
Ooh.
Coming up.
I have one I've got to put together.
Big one.
Now that their signatures, their verified labels are yellow.
Yep, exactly. I have
a handful to send out.
I think I have 50 to 60 signed books that could benefit from that.
Oh wow.
I don't have that many, but yeah, I've got a handful. I've got one.
I don't know if I would slab all of them, but maybe 20.
Yeah.
So
I have some significant keys signed by Neil Adams that are I'd rather they had a yellow label than a green label, kind of situation. All right, number 2. 9/8.
Nice.
Sweet. 2 for 2 on that one. Oh. And also being Thanos 15, right? That's when you find out that Cosmic Ghost Rider is actually Frank Castle. So also a significance to the book.
Mm-hmm.
All right. All right. Okay, here we go. Good one. Miles Morales, Spider-Man #1. This is an animation variant. So it's like an animation cell from the Into the Spider-Verse film.
Okay.
This definitely should be a 9/8. Because when I got this, I looked it over and I didn't find anything. Pressed it anyway, but didn't see anything. Super cool cover. But I just bought it, to slab it and move it along. I'm not a huge, I like Miles Morales. Don't get me wrong, but
Yeah, I think I have. Which issue number was that again?
this is number 1.
That's number 1. Yeah, I think I had that variant at some point, but I don't
Yeah, animation variant.
remember what I did with it. Yeah.
Drum roll. Oh, what the
6.
stink?
That
ain't right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm buying that the Thanos was, but this ain't right. This one requires further review. Because what?
I get that.
What is that book going for? Like 9.8 wise?
I want to say it was like in the 400 range.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, like 300 and 400 range, somewhere in there.
And
Yeah,
9.6.
I would be on this.
9.6.
Okay, no more drum rolls. I don't want to jinx you.
It's not your fault. CGC's fault because they did it wrong.
Yeah, I don't know what it is lately. That last submission that I got back, that 4th printing of Star Wars 3, the first Dr. Aphra.
Dr. Aphra.
That gorgeous purple cover that I was dead ringer for a 9.8. It's the only one that I've seen, and it still came back a 9.6, and my soul was kind of crushed because that one is hard to get in high grade.
Yeah, I haven't even seen those in the wild.
It seems like, there's some stuff that, I got 2 9.6s back that definitely should not have come back as 9.6s, so I got to look and do more.
Also, I got to check in on the Lakers game too. Now that I think about it.
Whatever. Nobody's watching that game.
Dude.
All right. So,
Yeah.
for those of you who saw the last one, this one came back a 9.6. And when I looked at it and I noticed, so I noticed before that you could still see the bag, and I just noticed it again.
Well,
So
remember,
I swore I pressed the damn thing out. I
Remember-
really did.
remember those Mexican variants that you pressed for me. They, so 30-second story. You press those out. We could still ever so faintly see those, and it was a heavy cardstock cover. All of them 9.8. All of them came back at 9.8. That's the first time I've ever gotten grader's notes on a 9.8, and all of the grader's notes came back with the same phrase about the crease down the middle.
Really?
Yep. I'll have to show them to you. I'll have to show you the grader's notes.
Oh, see, now that's going to make a lot more sense, because what will happen is that with a book that has a common flaw, they will go, okay, look, they've all got it. I have to throw that out as not something that the customer did, or it was part of the packaging and manufacturing process. So even though we did the right thing, because it would have been obviously way worse. Yeah. But the fact that it's still a slight noticeable crease that's in there, that will never come out because we pressed it to the point where it's not going to get any better.
Yeah. So that explains why all 4 of them came back 9.8, is they were forgiving that. So I wonder.
It doesn't explain the thumb crease on that other one, though.
True, but I want to go through and look at the 9.8s on Ultimate Fallout 4 and see if any of them have grader's notes where they're describing that polybag crease at all.
Right. Yeah, definitely. Send me what that grader's note says, because I want to see what that says, because that's pretty interesting. Anyway, so back to this. So Ultimate Fallout 4 9.6 had the bag bend. I am unfortunately still seeing it here, which tells me two things. Tells me, one, that if this still gets the same grade, I do have an opportunity to possibly fix it still, and it tells me that this is probably going to be this grade. So let's see what we got on this this Miles Morales first appearance. Shit.
Yeah.
All right.
You called it though.
All right. Yeah, because I'm gonna try and hit the light on it. It's right in the center.
Oh, yep.
You see it?
Yep.
It's right there.
Ooh, it's interesting that is much less subtle than that. Well, yeah, it's because it's not a cardstock cover, but
Exactly. It's not a cardstock cover, so it doesn't get into the fiber.
yeah, it almost looks like just a very subtle wave that's really hard to see.
Yeah, this is true. Okay, so one disappointment, one significant disappointment, a couple more disappointments. I want to know what the hell's going on with this guy. But we'll see, right? And I'll have another video on that. Okay, that was all but the last one.
Oh, snap.
And honestly, I mean, you know what? All the rest of them, I can care less, really. I mean, except for that Ultimate Fallout 4, because that's a really, really high dollar book. But this one, this one's been like, you know, kind of close to me because, you know, I had a copy of this before. I had a copy when it came out. And what did I do? I sold it as a set with the rest of the NYX because it got, you know, super popular and more expensive. And I was like, hey, I'll just, you know, make some cash. And then, you know, buyer's or seller's remorse, you know, I'm like, I don't have one now. But it's on my hit list this year for those of you who didn't see before. It's on my hit list. I wanted a copy. Obviously, I won a 9.8. I got NYX number 3 and number 4 were on there. I picked up both of them. The NYX number 4, it's like a 9.4. I'm going to be, you know, looking to upgrade that one, but it doesn't cost anywhere near as much as this guy does.
Yeah.
I paid $350 for this at C2E2.
I know I looked at that copy too, and I didn't. I walked by it, and I'm like,
yeah. So I looked at the book, right, and I'm like, I saw one slight defect at the top edge, and I'm like, I got this guy down. I mean, he had it up there. It was like $425 or something like that. I got him down to $350. You know, cash and carry on the last day of the show. I'm loving life. I send a picture around to everybody. I'm like, I got it. I go down and I see D Runk and Kavi down at the CGC line, and I'm like, I got it. And I showed him the little defect.
Yeah, I remember seeing it.
Yeah, it was minuscule, and I don't know what happened. But it had this grade initially. I sent it in after pressing, and it got this grade, which obviously not favorable. I looked at it and I saw, okay, I can see maybe where they saw something that they didn't like. So I took it out. I pressed it again. And
third time's a charm. Third time's a charm.
Yes!
Dude!
First appearance of X23 at a 9.8.
Take that, 2020 and Bear Island.
Right? Yeah. Oh, okay. Ooh, I was like, don't tell me there's a crack in the case.
Third time's a charm. Third time's a charm.
What's wrong with Bear Island? What Bear Island say?
What?
He said, take that, Bear Island. What did Bear Island say?
Oh, no, that's just like a phrase or a trope that,
oh, yeah, with the 9.6.
that like a lot of us are aware of. That's all.
He keeps pulling 9.6.
That Kate, John's Comics with Kids daughter, I think she's the one that initially said it. Or maybe, no, it was Charlie, I think, maybe. But yeah, one of them.
That's funny.
Yeah.
All right, so that's
Dude.
Yeah. So, funny story. Yes.
It is.
That one and this one, which, you know, I mean, obviously it didn't work out, but, you know, like as long as I can see something I can fix, you know, $20 to get another $500, it's not, you know, it's not that big a drop in the bucket.
Dude, would you rather get all 9.8s up until this point and get that in a 9.6, or just have
No.
you know
for that one.
You know that roller coaster was worth it all the way to the end.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but now, yeah, how could you ever sell that book now?
Oh,
like, you just got to keep it.
It's a trophy book now.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. No, super happy with that one. You know, cool Middleton cover. You know, it's now it's almost iconic. You know, like anybody who sees this from afar.
I suppose you could still sell it if the price was right. I mean, let's.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
are you trying to make him a cash offer?
No, I have one. I have a 9.8.
Oh,
I was going to sell this one in a 9.8 just because, you know, I mean, I got it for like, you know, $1.50, and it goes for $1,000 9.8. You know, still.
Yeah.
Oh, that guy right there. Yeah.
Yeah. Is yours a 9.8? I can't remember. Yeah. Right on.
I got it for a couple $100 last year from a friend.
Right on.
Nice.
Thank you, Fuchsia.
All right. Do you want to do the recap of all the books real quick?
Yeah. We'll do a recap, and then we'll get to the ugly from CGC. So everybody saw this, right? So NYX 3 9.8, and then we had. All right, we'll do the 9.8s, and then we'll do the 9.6s. How about that? Venom number 3, first appearance of Null. Got that in a 9.8. 2 copies of Thanos 15, 4th print.
Nice.
Cover appearance of The Fallen One. Those came back in 9.8. And then these didn't. So we had Miles Morales, Spider-Man number 1 animation variant. That one's a 9.6, but that one deserves a little bit more of a look. We've got Ultimate Fallout 4, 9.6, with still showing a bag bend down the center, so we should be able to do a little magic on that one. And Venom number 4, Origin of Null, 3rd print variant for a 9.6.
It's a sick cover.
Yeah. Wait, so what's this, D? Andy and I have the only 2 9.8s in the sentence. Is that of a Scarlet Spider issue or what? What are we talking about there?
Probably. I don't know what he's talking about.
Me either. Okay.
Hold on. Hit up D Runk's comment up there really quick about Bear Island.
Mr. 9.6, they call it Bear Mint.
Yeah, that's why I said take that 2020 and Bear Island.
Nice.
You didn't get that?
Oh my God, that's funny.
That needs to be a T-shirt,
right? Bear Mint. So we got the 9.4 is near mint, right? That White Whale has, and so we need to have a 9.6 is Bear Mint.
Yes. I can't believe that, dude. I'm so stoked for you with that NYX, man. I am so incredibly stoked.
Yeah, man.
That's a huge one.
That's some nice closure on that whole.
It was such a heartbreak the first time around.
Yeah.
If you haven't seen the video, go back and see the video. The last What's in the Box that I did, and I'm just like, just gut punched on it. I'm just like, oh man, it just kind of sucked the wind out of the whole deal. I mean, I got some really good grades on it, but that one hurt. That one in the Ultimate Fallout 4, this just kind of ow. That's just, because it should have been. I shouldn't have had to go and send it again. It's like I'm paying the CGC VIG. It's like, you want the you gotta double tap on that.
Still though, I mean, those fees are really reasonable considering that just went from a 9.6 to a 9.8 and that value just doubled.
Yeah.
Not so much on a $30 book to $100, right? But when it goes from
right
400, 800, 1,000,
there's like a list of I would say 20 to 30 modern books that have approaching $1,000 and up values. Some are higher, some are slightly closer to 1,000, but it's in that range where those are your ideal 9.6 to 9.8 CPR. Right. I don't know. That's the ideal
spot,
risk, to reward ratio spot.
Totally.
There's a bunch of.
Yeah, it's my favorite buy is when a 9.8 hits like $1,000 and those 9.6s are still fluttering around 300. I was like, I'll take it. Because eventually they're going to catch up.
You know what? I got to be honest with you. I mean, I don't think those are particularly comic collectors that are, people that are buying those 9.8s, at those ridiculous prices. Those are they're speculation investors that are getting in at the wrong time, or people with FOMO that are like, oh my God, I didn't get it. Now I have to pay 1,000. I'm gonna pay it before it goes to 2,000.
Let's not forget how many people in the population are huge comic fans that have the money to pay whatever they want.
This is true, right?
All the
This is true.
sports players, all the music stars, all these people out there that have that they don't have to worry about whether a book is at its peak or at its low. They want it then, they want it now, and they'll pay for it. And there's lots of people out there that are comic book collectors that you'd never know.
That is also true, and they're only interested in, I mean, there's a lot of people who are just interested in getting the keys, right? Because that's, where there's something of significance that they can hold on to. They don't want the whole run, they can read the story digitally, which I can be honest with you, that's a point I'm getting to now is like, I can read the stuff digitally. I'm just going to focus on getting the stuff that's really, invest worthy over time, so that I'm not carrying around significant amounts of paper. I mean, like, people who are buying new books today, God bless you. I mean, and there's some good stuff out there, and you're, or people who are starting their collections, and I get it, I do. But I've been collecting for, so just turned 46. I started in comic books when I was like 12, so 34 years, of collecting comics. I've got over 20,000 books.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a significant amount, for anybody. But carrying around that much paper every time I move from house to house, it comes with me. Yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot.
Yeah, I've been looking at that recently, and
that's too many.
Yeah. I buy books that I want to read. I've bought some stuff that it was going to be. I fell for FOMO. I fall for hype, and I buy books based on that stuff sometimes too. And I'd say about 80% of what I buy in a given month, though, is because it's what I want to read and what I'm interested to read. And I'm at the point where it's like a series has ended. I got to pack that up and send it to somebody who's going to be interested to read it for. You could recoup 80% of the price of your cover cost or 60% of that. And everybody's buying books on pull lists and stuff like that at discounts anyways. So if you're getting a chunk of your money back, I got to start moving some of these things.
Oh yeah, I completely agree. And I went around to do that. I actually unloaded. I was gonna sell the stuff. I was gonna pass it on the YouTube auctions and such. And I was just gonna go, okay, I'm gonna package these up and I'm gonna send them out. You guys have these, have at it, and enjoy. For a reasonable price. And, it's like the first one I went and did, it was just a complete bust. And I was like, I called it my LCS. I'm like, hey, I got 12 long boxes. What do you give me for it? Right. And I got like, it was all new stuff. Right. But I got $150 for it, a book for it. And
really that much
in credit. Yeah.
Wow.
And what's really cool about that? Is that I was able to get this from from turning in all those books. So this guy right here, which is not, it's not high grade, I mean, I'm going to spend some time cleaning it up and pressing it. And then, sending it off to CGC. It's still a solid book. It's good looking. I'm going to give it away.
That's right.
I'm giving this away when I hit 1,000 subscribers, and I've got a road to 1,000 contest that I'm going to start.
Talk to me when you're doing your road to 900 and giving away a bunch of shit.
Just wait. Okay, so when I give away this, it's going to be a big giveaway party, right? But this is obviously the grand prize.
You put a video up saying you're giving that away like tomorrow. You might get to 1,000, frankly.
But when I get to 500, I'm giving away this. Doreen's going up on the block. So first Squirrel Girl in 9.4, right? Which is near mint. I don't care what anybody says. Still a beautiful book, and this one's going to keep going up. Right now that they've announced a Kamala Khan Miss Marvel series, live action series, and they're talking a lot about Spider-Gwen. She's one of the biggest female character names out there, right? Especially in the younger crowd. So you know what? That's going up for when I hit 500 subs, and when I hit 1,000, Frank Castle's going home with somebody.
Oof. Oh, dude, that thing presents. That one, that copy right there presents very well, and I love the centering on that. It's tough
It
to find
is.
good centering on
It's
that.
it's a nice looking book, and like I said, it's gonna look a lot nicer when I'm done with it. That's a 9.6, not a 9.4.
I love that. I
Well,
love that Bear Mint.
I'm done with the auctions. I lost everything.
Oh,
So
dude. Well, at least it wasn't Vegas. You didn't lose any money.
there you go. Exactly. That's you win some, you lose some.
I got to text Bear Island right now. Say, hey, what's up, Bear Mint?
Okay, so I'm going to go over a couple of last books that I got recently. That I've got some bitter words for our friends with CGC. This one actually came out fine. So I'm going to start with this one. I love this cover. This Addie Granov Vision Scarlet Witch cover. It's gorgeous. And it's a Deadpool book.
I was gonna say, you know what would make that cover perfect? Take that Deadpool logo right off of it. Like,
Right? Yeah. I didn't even know it was a Deadpool book until after I bought it. I was like, because I seen it out. I was
it just
like, oh,
does not fit at all. Like everything else about it is perfect. Like the exclusive, like that tabloid font.
Yeah.
They use and shit. And
down here.
Marvel's trade dress.
So cool.
And then it just says Deadpool right there. It's like
yeah.
Is that one that you got back as a 9.6 that you CPR'd?
No. This was straight 9.8. I got this. I found this in a little hidey hole up north, and I was like, oh, perfect. And it was in such great condition. I did press it though before I sent it, just to make sure there was nothing hidden. Got it back 9.8. Super happy. It doesn't go for much. It's a great book. It's such a great cover. I couldn't pass it up.
did they ever make a print out of that? Like, I feel like I saw a print maybe.
There's a version.
Joe did one or something maybe, or I don't know.
I don't know if there's an actual print out there, but I know there's a virgin variant. So here's one I'm going to have some fun with. All right, so this is Weird War Tales number 64. Anybody know off the top of their head what's the significance of this book? Joe Kubert cover.
I did at one point. I'm struggling to remember.
I'm bad with DC war, bronze, or war books. I know very little about them.
First Frank Miller art for DC.
That's right.
Oh, okay, interesting.
All right, it's interior art. Obviously, it's not cover because it's a Joe Kubert cover, right? Is Bear in the chat somewhere? Yeah, no, not Unknown Soldier, but yeah, it's a Joe Kubert cover, but it's the first Frank Miller art for DC. So it's the first thing he ever did for them, and it's a backup story in the book. I got nailed on this one at an 8.5. I thought it was going to be like a 9.092, right? It's got some spine bends and stuff, and it's got like a little. I want to say it's got like a little. Yeah, it's got a couple of spine bends and a couple of color breaks, and I think there's like a little crease somewhere, like a minor crease somewhere. But I figured, 9.4 tops, but probably at the least a 9.0. Unfortunately, I got an 8.5 because they called out light rust on staple.
Oh no!
So I'm teetering on. Do I find another 35-cent book from DC and swap something? Maybe. I don't know.
For a book like that,
It's like Voldemort. He who shall not be named.
I gotta get the focus back.
There you go.
Yeah, I'm teetering on it, right? Because it's not an expensive book, but
I wouldn't start Frankensteining that book
it's
together.
not really Frankenstein. It's a staple.
Well, not for okay, but yeah, I wouldn't
Because
start.
it's like half an edge of the top half of the staple has some light rust to it. Like
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm gonna save this one for last.
I grew up reading a lot of those DC war books out of my uncle's collection as a young kid when I went and visited him, so those have a special place in my heart.
Nice.
So this one, Commodores Last Night, was my winter book, right?
Oh, spoiler alert! I haven't.
Oh yeah.
I didn't watch the last
game, man.
What?
Stay.
I couldn't. I fell asleep.
Those Pacific Coast times, man, they kill you, don't they?
Yeah.
So I love this cover. I absolutely love this cover. This particular version, the convention edition, apparently is a reprint. The G.I. Joe like #2 variant is the actual variant itself, and it's like $100 book. This comes back in 9/4, and they gave notes of like pencil eraser mark, rub on the back cover at the top. And I'm like, I didn't even clean this book. So either I bought this book at C2E2. So if it was clean, it was cleaned by the previous owner. But even I'm looking at it, and I'm like looking into the light, and I can't see any kind of eraser rub anywhere on this book.
Huh.
And there was like one other thing that I can't find either. So I'm going to crack this guy open. I'm going to do a video set on this, but I'm going to crack this guy open, and I'm going to try and find the defects that they called out, because they are completely invisible to me behind the tamper-proof case. This is another one that I got back that had something on it that didn't exist. I don't know why it's a 9.6, right? First Riri Williams. Looked it over, checked out the notes, looked it over again. Couldn't see what it was that they're talking about. I haven't the foggiest idea.
Probably the gap in between her teeth. That's my only complaint with that cover. Is it looks like she has a gap.
She looks a little hillbilly, doesn't she?
That's the only thing I don't like about that cover.
I love. Oh wait, no, it's not Eddie Grano. No, this is Mike Diodato. I love Mike Diodato. I especially love Mike Diodato's Hulks. But that is the homeliest looking Mary Jane I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Mm-mm. No.
I for a long time didn't even realize that it was her, like that.
Right.
Yeah.
Thank you guys. Yeah, no, it was a great time on Comigories last night.
So what did you win this time?
Well, I'd like to say I won D. Runk's respect, but picking his ass didn't help.
I saw the meltdown that D-Runk had afterwards. That was funny.
See, he's still angry. Is that what your fourth loss, D? I lose track. I love George. I just like freaking.
We should just send him somebody should just send him an A-OK just because. Cheer him up.
Right. But no, I have to go up against Hialeah Comics in 2 weeks.
Uh-oh.
For the champ.
Okay, so there's still more.
One more. Yeah. Well, for me, it's actually 2 more to go, because I have to beat Hialeah to get the championship of the champions, and I still have to go back when they go back to regular programming to get my 3rd victory, because my good friend JP had to sub in for me because the power went out. Because we had a bad storm with a couple of tornadoes drop in the neighborhood, took down the power lines, and it comes up like 5 minutes after the game starts. My power comes up, and I'm like racing to get into position, and they'd already gone, and he'd already gotten around. I'm like, no, what, let the man go and let him finish it, and he brought home the gold. So there's 2 champs right now in the main. So we'll have to work that out. But this,
yeah, it's like wrestling now, with like the belts, I guess.
Yep.
I don't know.
This is the biggest ass burn I have ever suffered from CGC. And the reason I say that is this. The only defect on this book is a bend to the corner of the back cover. When I sent this book, I pressed it, put it in a bag, and put it into a box. So right here, there is a bend in the cover. Where'd that come from?
Shipping issue, probably.
Not a shipping issue. If it was a shipping issue, it would have been on every book, right?
Oh, yeah.
This is a handling issue by the grader.
Ah.
Now, if you're not aware, This book in a 9.6 is about a $400 to $500 book. In a 9.8, it's the greatest disparity I've seen in comics for modern books. In a 9.8, it's over $2,500.
Yeah, that's a tough pill because that's why I'm glad I got a copy when I did and had DS press and clean mine and got mine back. And it's only a 7, but it still presents really well. I'm glad I got that to hold on to because that book's just going to start climbing. Wait.
Yeah.
Wow.
So glad D wasn't on the show tonight. The invite's open anytime, buddy. I love you.
All right, so I think we're at that hour mark, right?
We are. So I'm going to close this down. I want to thank everybody for showing up. I want to thank my fabulous co-hosts, Comic Man Andy and Comic Books NYC, for popping in, literally, at points.
Yes.
And out.
Hey, always well timed, always well intentioned.
That's true. Yes, Comic Mag Musings. I am going to resubmit some of these books after I get to the bottom of this, but I'm first going to do a detailed analysis of exactly what it is that was identified. Because the 9.6s, this is my first submission where 9.6s actually had full grader's notes. I want to think that this guy was just covering his butt because he was calling out some stuff, but I think he was a huge newbie, and he was calling out every single thing he could find, and other guys are like, yeah, dude, we don't call those out. But what do I know, right? I don't work for CGC. It's a rough trade. Anyway, so BLC, you can catch it on the rewind, buddy, and everybody else. Thank you so much for